mmiri na-ama nkume na-asa nkume ahụ and mmiri na-ama ugo na-asa ugo ahụ. Ugo buzuo ọchake. What's up, family and friends? Welcome to the Woke Nation, our nation of factual truth, where we feel free to share knowledge and spread the knowledge of factual truth without fear, without feint, and without favor, where we encourage us to live our lives and live it well through the knowledge of factual truth. And personally, I'm encouraging you to enjoy your life wherever you are. Don't let the way other people are living discourage you from living your life. Always dare to know, try to know things. Don't believe. Believing is not, seeing is not believing. Seeing is knowing. When you see, you know. So don't live your life, because someone else is influencing you or you're following. You are not born to follow anybody. You're not born to follow anybody. If you must follow, let it be factual truth. Things that are real, things that are matter, things that matters, not things people made up and tell you to believe, and you cannot demonstrate it. If you say something is real, you should be able to show it. But if you cannot show what you claim to be real, you don't know what you are saying. You don't know what you are doing. You are just repeating the nonsense passed down to you. And that's why I'm speaking today on what I titled Raised to be Victors. What's up, Amadi? Raised to be victims. And this is for my brethren, for us, Africans. So I'm talking about us and I'm talking to us. And I'm talking with us. So I'm calling you wherever you are, a black person, African, let us do the needful by daring to know that which they say we cannot know. No, we do. We do. They don't want us to know or to show that we know. So those of us that show that we know, they say that we are evil, we are devil, we are disrespecting our ancestors, we are disgrace to ourselves. No, we are not. I am proud to say that I know who I am, and I don't need anyone to validate me or to tell me this is how I know. I use my common sense. I'm not a believer. What's up, Herbert? So raised to be victims, that's raised to be slaves, raised to be weaklings. That's how we were raised since they invaded, enslaved, and colonized us through their institutions of learning and institutions of worship. They have raised us, even through their institution of marriage, they have raised us to be victims and not victors. Rather, we cheer them up as victors. We call them world powers, but we are not. So we are waiting or crying to them to come and help us. United Nations, come and help us. Humanitarian bullshit, come and help us. UK, come and help us. Where is America? Where is Europe? These people are, whatever they are doing today, they learn it from us in the sense of, like when you're talking about science or doing exploit, all that, they learn it from us. So, but why are we not making our own weapons? Why? Why are we not making our own weapons? We are not making our own cars. We are not making our own things. We are depending on the people that copied from us, that learned from us. And do you know what? The type of weapon we can build, they will never understand it. Just as they don't understand how we build the Sphinx, how we build the pyramids, and they cannot build those things. We did, and we can do it again. So Africans, please wake up. Let us be ourselves. We have been like Europeans enough. We have been like Arabs enough. We have been like Americans enough. It is time we be ourselves. So that's what I'm calling. For those of you that think that, oh, this guy always show like he know all everything. Okay, I accept that credit, but that's not what I'm telling you. At least there are certain things you know more than me, and there are certain things I know more than you. And if you share with us what you know, I will try to know it. But if you share what you believe, I trash it. I don't want to hear what you believe. I want to hear and I need to know. I need to hear what you know. Okay, so parents ought to live with their children naturally. I've been saying this. Parents don't supposed to train their children. Parents don't supposed to raise their children. Parents supposed to live with their children. That's why whatever they are doing, wherever they are going to go with their children learning by observation, observing what their parents are doing. Do you see goat teaching the little ones? Okay, this is the leaf you will eat. This is the one you eat. No, the mother is eating, is looking, okay, that's one. Okay, even when it's not matured enough to eat it yet, at least you know it. But they have indoctrinated us, brainwashed us to raise our children, to train our children. So they give us this evil book. So welcome to Bible study because I will show you in Proverbs chapter 22. You know, proverb. They want you to live on proverb. We don't supposed to be living on proverb, fiction, allegories. Those things are for mere entertainment. It has nothing to do with enlightenment. Okay. He said, train up a child in the way he should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. Do you see their their target? They don't want you to get out of that indoctrination, from that brainwashing, from that chain, from that bullshit they call spirituality or religion. They want you to grow old and die in it or with it. So train up a child. You don't supposed to train up a child. You're supposed to live with a child. And you see, it's a shameful thing today. Parents leaving their children to go to foreign schools. All the schools we have in Africa are foreign. So before, Africans don't do that. Children, we don't go to school before. School we are from. That's when Egyptians already invaded by the foreigners. They have school were for the priests, not for people. No, because people live, every family they live together. Kinsmen live together. Not today they have succeeded and scattered us according to Genesis chapter 11, 1 to 9. Okay, so they tell them, or to they tell the slaves, those people they enslaved, they talk to those parents saying, these your children, you must teach them, you must train them, you must raise them up, you must start them off the way, in the way they should go, the way. And what did they tell you? The way of the Lord. The way of the Lord, the book of the law. This is the word of God. This is the will of God. That's the way you should train them. Not leaving the children to develop themselves naturally. How can your child or your children develop themselves naturally? Just living with them, treating them like human beings, not treating them like slaves, raising them like slaves, training them. When you train people, they become what they are not, just like people in the military. They begin to behave like animals. They begin to behave like, anti-nature because they are trained. It's not their real life. It's not their real self. So parents ought to live with their children naturally, not raising them as slaves in the evil ways of the Lord. And I told you, anytime you hear the Lord or God is talking about the slave master, the way the parents are raising their children is in the ways of the slave master. And that's why, so for those of you that think, is education is your future, it's a lie. All the people that have been being your leaders in Africa, they're educated. Education is indoctrination. It has nothing to do with enlightening you. They cannot train you. They cannot teach you to be enlightened. No, they train you to grow in slavery, to live in slavery, to manage it, to help them keep you in it. And you are proud. I'm a doctor, I'm an engineer, I'm a millionaire, I'm a billionaire, I am this. But you are still a slave. A rich slave is still a slave. Okay? So Africa knew no sin. Africa knew no evil until these foreigners invaded, enslaved, and colonized Africa. But our slavery conditions are not permanent, although those that enslave us make it to be permanent. That's why in their book they talk about everlasting chains. They want you to be in chains. That's why they want you to believe that darkness represents evil. Darkness represents suffering. No, it's not. And that's another area most Africans are not considering. They stay talking about, I was in darkness, now I'm in the light. No. Light can never cause darkness to be, and the darkness cause light to be. Understand that. It's just like black person can give birth to white person, but white person cannot give birth to black person. Darkness is the real thing. I think I wrote it somewhere that maybe I will share it. I read in the Bible, that's okay here, Job 18:18. You can read it. They talk about the realm of darkness. I think it was in NIV, the realm of darkness. So we have had some people telling you that light drives out darkness. It's a lie. Light can never drive away darkness. It can never. It's just like telling you that love drives away hate or overcome hate. It's a lie. Love and hate work together. They come from the same source and they keep you enslaved. Okay, so you're supposed to know that you were raised as victims. Victims that believe in forgiveness. Forgive them, forgive them, forgive them. Oh, they wrong you, forgive them. I was listening to one Igbo song. I think he said, Ime mad, I think it was promoter. I said, Ime madu madu megi, ye wenegiwe. Man, ime he madu madu megi, whatever you say. It doesn't make sense. He said, if you wrong somebody and that person wrong you back, you should not, you should not be angry about that. But if you did not wrong anybody and that person wrong you, he said, you leave it to God. No, no. If I wrong somebody else and that person wrong me back, I shouldn't be annoyed. So if somebody wrong me and I wrong that person also, I don't need any God. Why should I not be angry because somebody I wronged me back? But when somebody I didn't wrong me, I shouldn't wrong them. No, that's why I don't practice forgiveness. I don't practice love. I don't practice faith. I don't practice hope. I don't practice fear. I don't practice humility. I practice humanity. It covers all things, human and naturally. So they raise you up. I think I listed 6 things here. Number 1, they raise you up, or they raise us up with that forgiveness mentality as victims of evil. When you read Matthew chapter 5, verse 38 to 42, it's talking about, they told you eye for an eye, which is how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be eye for an eye. They copied from our ancestors. They said, they changed it. They say what? They said, you should not resist evil person. You should not resist evil person. You should turn the other cheek, so that you can be like who? Bullshit. So we become victim of evil. And you see Africans, they don't want to do evil. No, 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 keep your hand clean, blah, blah. But those people, their hands are not clean. They are the one ruling over you. They are the one controlling everything about you. But your parents raise you like that. Oh, don't steal, don't kill, don't do. Oh, they're teaching you that based on the 10 commandments of their God, the 10 commandments of the slave master. He gave you those commands. I told you that our liberation, we must break all the commandments of God, no matter how many they are, whether they are 10, whether they are 500, 10, we must break everything that they say this is the commandment of God, whether it's in African spirituality or foreign religions. Everything that said this is from the gods of the land or this is from God in heaven, we must break all those commandments if we must live free as a people. Evil simply means something that is anti-nature. It's anti-nature for you to separate man from woman. It is anti-nature for you to put a man over a woman. That is evil. It is evil. But you see, they have indoctrinated us so much that even most women like it that way. You tell them bride price means the man bought you. You say, no, it's culture, it's people. It's not. Oh, will you just go and take somebody? Say, no, no. There is exchange that used to go on in African family structure. Is between the two families. They gather their thing and give to this one. Those one gather their thing, and it was not that bride price. That's slavery thing. It's a strange thing. I see some people, Africans, sharing festival going on in Germany where they put on masquerade. That's where they got this thing to us. Masquerade is not African thing. It's not our original thing. Spirituality is not our original thing. We had what was greater than spirituality. You cannot build anything with spirituality. Some of you that say that mathematics is spirituality, African spirituality, science is African spirituality. It's not. Okay, look at Africans today. Let them use the spirituality they have been having to build anything. See how they are using it against themselves because it is anti-nature. Spirituality is anti-nature. Religion is anti-nature. Things that make you believe, oh, God spoke to you, or one day it is speaking to you, but not to all. In nature, whatever is real to all. Anything that have chosen people, choosing one, anointed one, called out one, that thing is evil, it's anti-nature. Anything that tell you man is the head, woman is the tail, is anti-nature, or woman is the neck, whatever they said, man and woman are like this is called balance. Man is not superior to woman, and woman is not inferior to man. And both of them have different functions, but it's in nature all to build themselves together to live as human beings. Also, the second one, they raise you to be victims of enemies. So your enemies can rob you. You say, okay, no problem. The same place in Matthew chapter 5, 43. If you read that, he said, love your enemies. Love your enemies. Pray for those who wrong you. No, you don't do such thing. But that's how you were raised. You were raised to love your enemies. Come on, forgive them now. We are no longer blaming the white people. It's our people now enslaving ourselves. You are ignorant of what you are saying. Africans are not in control of Africa as we speak. They are not, and that's why we need to wake up so that we can restore our powers and recover our heritage. Our heritage is beyond spirituality. It's beyond I believe. No, we are not believers. We were builders. We are not worshippers. We were builders. Before they came and turned us into loving our enemies, those that confuse us, those that deceive us, those that enslave us, those that colonize us, we love them, but we hate ourselves. We love our enslavers. We love our colonizers, but we hate ourselves. That's why love and hate, they come together. And when you practice it, you will never love yourself. You will be always loving your enemies because they are the one that gave it to you. They made it up like that. You say, no, it's not. Love, it does not depend. It's from them. You cannot find love and hate in African stuff. No. The real African stuff, what you find is negative and positive, and both of them work together. They end in the same place. But in religion, good and evil, no, they say good will go to heaven, evil will go to hell. They separate them. That's what spirituality and religion does. They separate nature, they separate people, they separate things which they don't supposed to. We're supposed to be working together. And when we work together, no God, no devil can stop us from achieving our decisions or what we propose to achieve. So the third thing they also raise you as slave to be is unanswered prayers. You believe it's answered. No, it's answered. I want you to know this. When you are praying, you are not using your brain. In prayer, you suspend your brain. That's why you utter nonsense. And that's why even your parents, when you are so little, you don't understand, and then they tell you to pray. Yeah, Daddy, Father in heaven, bless my daddy, bless my mommy, bless Ugochukwu, bless Chika. Lord, bless us. In Jesus' name, amen. Little child. That little child don't know anything about science, but they begin to teach that little child about heaven, about hell, about God, about Jesus, about angels. And you see people today giving birth and they buy clothes written fairy tales. They have they say this is my angel. Oh, my wife is my angel. My this is my angel. It's fairies. But this thing, they raise us up in it. Unanswered prayers. You believe. Oh, you say ask, you will receive. If you doubt, you will not receive. That's nonsense. You're telling me if my child doubt, I will not take care of my child. That's what they make you believe, like James chapter 1, 5 to 7, and Matthew 7, 7 to 8. Compare it. In Matthew chapter 7, 7 to 8, he said, ask, you shall receive. For whosoever asks will receive. Whether you doubt, he say, ask, you shall receive. That's what they said, Jesus said there. Then when you go to that place, they put it, Jesus said, if you doubt, you will not receive. If you pray and have faith and you don't doubt, you will receive. Then James, he said that he that asks, may have doubt. He says it's like a weed that carried about, is unstable in all the way. Such person cannot receive anything from God. So that's why you see people today, despite all they tried not to have any doubt, their prayers are not answered. They're still blaming themselves. Oh, maybe I still have that. Maybe. And that's why they don't want you to, they don't want you to talk against whatever they're doing, because they see you as if you are spoiling their prayers. You are the reason why their prayer will not, they don't want to listen. No, don't talk to me, don't talk to me. No, I have prayed and I believe it happened. In prayer, you suspend your brain. Your brain is not working. That's why you utter nonsense and begin to do stupid things. After you go and walk, you say it is God blessing you. Oh, somebody commented on my YouTube channel. I will share it later. He said, when they come with other families, so he used my word. Said, okay, where is that God you're talking about? Let that God take it. And that's the only way we can begin to provoke our people to reason and begin to think. You don't, oh, let me help them. No, they're in need. You have to tell them, okay, let your God, I don't want to be between you and your God. The same way you tell me to leave you to believe what you believe. Now you are in need. I leave you to be with your God. Let your God solve your problem. That's how it's supposed to be. But some of you that say you don't believe in God anymore, religion is bullshit and all that. But when they're in need, you come and help them. Guess what? They say it is God helping you to help them. Think. So the fourth one is unnecessary suffering, which I made a whole message about it. You can check my word for that video on unnecessary suffering. They raise you as victims of unnecessary suffering. They slap you on this one, you turn down the other one. You are a cheek turner. You are turning it, no, please, I don't want evil to happen to me. I don't want any curse. I don't want any punishment of God. I forgive you. Okay, this thing you did, I forgive you and I leave it in the hand of God. That's bullshit. Unnecessary suffering. You're condoning suffering. And some of you that believe you are suffering generational curse and all that. How about white people? Anytime they tell you if you put your hand on bad thing will happen to you, I say, come on, it's a lie. Look at the white people. All the evil they did, evil is not happening to them. It's you it's happening to. They are facing the reality. You are not. You are facing spirituality. You are facing religion. Africans are always claiming spirituality. They are not claiming science. It's spirituality they claim. It's our ordinary. It's our culture. It's our tradition. Yes, there is spirit. There is spirit. You minister to the. That's nonsense. And look at your land. How people are suffering in your land. What are those spirits doing? My ancestors, they are watching. They are guiding us. Your ancestors somewhere are watching you suffering like that. Trust such spirit. Trust that God. Trust such ancestors. They don't exist. You are the ancestors you're talking about. They train you to suffer unnecessarily. They tell you, even your slave masters that are harsh, you say you should obey them. You should love them. You should bow before them. You should obey them. You should be obedient. for God's sake, for conscience sake. So today, if somebody wrong you, you feel guilty if you don't forgive that person. You feel, oh no, I'm doing bad. God will punish me. God may send evil to me, but my business may not work because I didn't forgive that person. No, you have to toughen yourself. You have to know that all those things are bullshit. You have to toughen yourself. Yeah, like somebody that smokes weed, somebody that is hardened. Yes. That's why they don't want you to be smoking weed in the first place. Because weed will toughen you. So they started from your parents. Don't smoke that, you know. If you smoke it, you are a criminal. You are spoiled. It's not true. Suffering unnecessarily. They tell you can't eat all joy when you suffer. It's trial. God is testing you. God is trying your faith. No, you are suffering. No, God is trying your faith. No, God is testing you. It is ridiculous that you have a God that tests you. Why should he test you? He's supposed to know everything from beginning to end. That's what they say. He said he know the end from the beginning. So he know the end from the beginning. Why is he testing you? And that you believe that because your parents or your guidance raised you to believe that nonsense. The fifth one is humble condition. Many of you still don't want to get it that to be humble or humility is evil, is against nature, is anti-nature. Humility is for slaves. Slaves are humble. They don't question anything, they don't revolt, they don't rebel, they're just humble. And you want to rebel? No. They go and snitch. They go and say, these ones are planning to do so thing. So it is time you're supposed to deliver yourself from that humble condition they put you in. Say, humble yourself so that you'll be this, you'll be that, before God or before God. No, don't do that. Is that condition, in that humble condition, they taught you that the rich cannot enter the kingdom of God. So you don't want to be rich. Okay, no, I don't want to be rich. I will go to hell. I will not enter the kingdom of God if I'm rich. But do you know what it means to be rich? It's not to make money. Africans are not rich. They don't have their land yet. Africans have money, they don't. What loan are they taking from international ITF and China? What? They are taking money. But those people taking what? Their mineral resources. They teach you, they make you victim of humble condition. Let us be like that. Let us be managing. When it's God's time, God will bless us. Praise goes up, blessing comes down. No. There's no such thing as a blessed person. There's no such thing as blessing coming. If you make money or if you make profit of anything, it is called the benefit of work. Profit of work. In every work you do, there is profit. It's like in working out. Somebody that always lay down or sit down and is not working out or doing any exercise, you can never compare that person with somebody that will work out, even if it's a minute. That person is profiting more than the one laying down. The person that is doing exercise or working out will not be sick like the one that is laying down and sitting down all the time. It is common sense, but they want you to remain humble. That's why they want you to continue believing that those who are leading you are God's servants. God is the one appointing them, but you are the one voting. You are the one campaigning. You are the one killing one another. But they tell you, if you say, okay, God is the one that put it there. It's ordination of God. Everyone must be submissive. I refuse to be submissive because I'm African. I am not a slave anymore. So the 61 is they raise you to be victims of faith and beliefs, believing without saying. You see people believing without saying. Like they say in John chapter 20, verse 29. He said, blessed are you when you believe without sin. No, you're not blessed, you are bereaved. Not only believe, you are deluded, you are stupid to believe without sin. Yeah, you can believe, but you see what you believe. You believe there is God, then see that God. You believe God can give you anything, then let God give it to you. But without sin, you keep believing. You are stupid doing that. You have not seen God at any time, you believe. You have not seen Jesus at any time, you believe simply because it's written, or it's preached, or it's taught. That's why you believe. And you believe it's real. When somebody tells you it's not real, you begin to call that person names. You begin to see that person as evil, somebody you should not associate with. I don't care about that. If I see you dying too, it's a great thing. Okay, die. You can never hear me say RIP to anybody. No, because I know naturally death is a great thing that should be happening to us. It's not a loss, it's not a tragedy, it's not evil, it's not killing us. Death is not killing us. No, death is transforming us. That's what death does. Death don't terminate us. Death don't destroy us. Death don't kill us. Death transforms us. Understand that. So know that you were raised to shun evil. Think about it. They tell you to shun evil. They do not shun evil person. Think. You know what that means? They raise you not to solve the problem. To solve the to deal with the cause of the problem. They only want you to deal with the problem. They tell you to give to the poor, but to end poverty. No, 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 no. Because that's how the system runs. So you see everybody telling you that. Oh, and so many of you that say you are working, I hear them talk humanitarian. You know, you help people, help them. No, you're not supposed to do that. That's why we have family. That's why we have kinsmen. The person you are telling me to help, where is the parents to that person? Oh, the parents are poor. Of course, they're poor before they have them. They know the situation. I have only a daughter. For all my life, I never said I must have this, I must have these children. I never say I'm looking for fruit of womb. Oh, my wife cannot conceive. What happened? I never done that. Never. I never. I'm not saying it maybe because, oh, maybe he was not able to have children. That's why I say, come on, think now. I've been in America since 2004. And even if I want to be having children, at least if I go to Nigeria, all those 14 years, 15 years, 16 years girls, yeah, they're available in Nigeria. You fuck them, they give birth. You'll be sending things for them to take care of them after you bring them to America. I can do that, but why should I be adding to the problem? Why should I be creating problem? When I see people celebrate, it's a baby boy, it's a baby girl. God, I say, see, you are celebrating problem. You know where you are. You know the condition of the country where you are living. You know how hard life is. But you are happy you are adding to the problem. After you go about doing all manner of things just to raise that child. Look at a place in America. Some people have decided they don't want even to have any child. They don't. They buy dog, they buy cat. You think they are stupid. They are not. You are the one that is producing children that will become gate man to somebody else, maid to somebody else, suffering under somebody else. You are the stupid one. They tell you, resist evil, but do not shun evil person. They don't want you to deal with the cause of the problem, but the problem. They raise you to give to the poor, but not to end poverty. They raise you to be suffering and smiling. I was talking to my woman. I said, you guys don't want to listen to fella? Say, well, during his time, what happened? I said, okay. You want Peter Obi to be president? If he become president, I said, no, you are joking. It doesn't matter who is the president of Nigeria. Nigeria is a company, a British company. It has nothing to do with country, African country. So that's how it's supposed to be. It's functioning as it was established. You say it's not true. You don't know what you are saying. They said that during Jonathan too. And you know what happened? They did many things that make even people that supported Jonathan to turn against Jonathan. And they put Buhari there as God answered prayer. All of you, most of you that say you are waking, you are still religious. Most of you that say you are irreligious, you are deeply religious. And what is happening around, when I see like some of your posts or comment, I say, no wonder. I've tried many times, for us to do something, maybe start acting movies or, doing things to be, countering their preaching and to show our people there is no God, there is no heaven, there is no hell. We're supposed to be living as a people. At least we start with our community. We start with ourselves. So who am I going to do that with? I will be the last person to start what they call like a movement. For what? You're wasting your time. Do you have weapons? No. Wake up first. When you have people in places of power, you begin to build things yourself also. Then that's when you can talk about revolution. All this change you are talking about, political change, you are wasting your time. You are not in charge. They are in charge. What can you do? Nothing. You can only talk. But you cannot, you say, okay, we gather. You don't have weapons. They will put you down. But if you have weapons, they'll be calling you for peace talk. That's how it goes. But many of you don't want to see that, but you are suffering and smiling in hope. Something new will happen. I really will happen. You have been so before you were born. And that's how it will continue until you wake up and say, enough is enough. Let us live humanly. Let us hate our enemies and care for ourselves. God